Remember when a trip to McDonald's in the 1970s felt like stepping into a world of golden possibilities? The smell of hot fries, the glowing arches visible from blocks away, and a menu full of items that have since disappeared into the pages of fast food history. Today, we're taking you back to the 1970s, a time when McDonald's wasn't just about Big Macs and McNuggets. It was about real fried apple pies, breakfastless mornings, and mascots that became American icons. These weren't just menu items, they were memories that defined childhood for millions. So grab a seat, maybe pour yourself a milkshake, and let's revisit 10 forgotten McDonald's menu items from the 1970s that everyone wishes would make a comeback. If you grew up in the 1970s, you probably remember these colorful, character-shaped cookies. McDonaldland Cookies featured Ronald McDonald, Grimace, Hamburglar, and all your favorite characters baked into sweet, crumbly treats. They came in a bright red box and were the perfect companion to a Happy Meal, even though Happy Meals themselves didn't officially launch until 1979. Kids would trade them at school, collect their favorite characters, and save the boxes like treasure. These weren't just cookies. They were edible pieces of the McDonald's universe. And when they disappeared in the early 2000s, a little piece of childhood went with them. Today, people still search for those red boxes online, hoping to recapture that magic. Before McDonald's switched to baked apple pies in 1992, there was the original, the fried apple pie. Golden, crispy, bubbling hot on the inside, and dangerously delicious. The 1970s version was served in a cardboard sleeve, fresh out of the fryer. One bite and the molten apple filling would burn your tongue, but you'd go back for more anyway. The crust had that perfect crunch that the baked version could never replicate. For decades, McDonald's defended the switch as a healthier option. But for anyone who tasted the fried version, health was never the point. It was about that greasy, crispy childhood nostalgia that no baked pie could ever replace. Some international McDonald's locations still serve the fried apple pie. Americans have been known to travel just for a taste. Before Sprite and Coca-Cola dominated McDonald's soda fountains, there was the Triple Ripple, a bright orange drink that tasted like liquid sunshine. Introduced in the 1960s and popular throughout the 1970s, the Triple Ripple was McDonald's house orange soda. It had a unique flavor, sweet, citrusy, and unmistakably McDonald's. Kids loved it, parents tolerated it, and everyone remembers it. It was eventually phased out as McDonald's partnered with Coca-Cola to streamline their beverage offerings. But for a generation of kids, that orange drink was as iconic as the golden arches themselves. Yes, the Big Mac still exists, but the sauce? That's a different story. In the 1970s, the Big Mac special sauce had a flavor profile that people swear was richer, tangier, and more secret than today's version. Some say it was the relish, others blame cost-cutting. But anyone who tasted it back then will tell you it's not the same. McDonald's has tweaked the recipe over the years, and while they claim it's the same, the internet is full of passionate debates proving otherwise. People have tried recreating it at home, reverse engineering the ingredients, even starting petitions to bring back the original. Before Chicken McNuggets changed the game in 1983, McDonald's experimented with something far stranger: onion nuggets. Introduced in the mid-1970s, these deep-fried onion chunks were McDonald's attempt to offer something savory and snackable. They came with a tangy dipping sauce and were surprisingly popular for a while. But they didn't last. Onion nuggets were phased out as McDonald's shifted focus to their chicken nuggets experiment. And once McNuggets took off, the onion version was forgotten. Today, they're a fast food urban legend, something people vaguely remember but can't quite prove existed. But if you ate them, you know. Keep the hot side hot and the cool side cool. That was the slogan for the McDLT, introduced in 1984, but conceptually rooted in the 1970s McDonald's innovation. The McDLT was a quarter-pound burger served in a revolutionary dual-compartment styrofoam container. One side held the hot beef patty and bottom bun. The other side held the cold lettuce, tomato, and top bun. You assembled it yourself for the perfect burger experience. It was a brilliant idea until environmental concerns about styrofoam made it politically incorrect. McDonald's discontinued it in 1990, and the McDLT became a symbol of 1980s excess and 1970s ambition. If you remember dipping your McNuggets in hot mustard sauce, congratulations. You're part of an exclusive club. Introduced alongside Chicken McNuggets in 1983, but conceptually tied to McDonald's 1970s experimentation, hot mustard was the perfect dipping sauce. Tangy, spicy, with a kick that sweet and sour could never match. It was discontinued in some regions in the 2000s, causing outrage among fans. People hoarded packets, created Facebook groups, and even tried buying it in bulk online. Yes, the Shamrock shake still exists, but only in March. In the 1970s, it was available year-round. This minty green milkshake was a McDonald's staple, not a seasonal gimmick. Kids could order it in July, November, whenever they wanted. It was just another flavor on the menu, like chocolate or vanilla. Sometime in the 1980s, McDonald's turned it into a St. Patrick's Day exclusive. And while the limited availability creates hype, it also creates frustration for people who just want a mint shake in August. Yes, McDonald's sold pizza, and yes, it was actually pretty good. Launched in the late 1980s but tested throughout the 1970s in select markets, McDonald's pizza was a legitimate attempt to compete with Pizza Hut and Domino's. It came in personal and family sizes and was surprisingly decent. The problem? It took 11 minutes to make, an eternity in fast food time. McDonald's built its empire on speed, and pizza didn't fit the model. By the early 2000s, it was gone. But for those who tried it, McDonald's pizza remains a bizarre, delicious memory. Before KFC, before Popeyes, McDonald's tried to own the fried chicken game. In the 1970s and early 1980s, select locations served bone in fried chicken. It wasn't McNuggets, it was real fried chicken, crispy, juicy, and surprisingly good. But McDonald's ultimately decided to stick with burgers, and the chicken experiment faded away. Decades later, people still talk about it. Some locations kept it on the menu into the 1990s, but most Americans never got the chance to try it. And there you have it, 10 McDonald's menu items from the 1970s, that time forgot, but we never will. From fried apple pies to onion nuggets, these weren't just food. They were pieces of a simpler time when McDonald's felt like the center of the universe. Which one do you remember? Which one do you wish would come back? Drop a comment below and let's keep the nostalgia alive. And if you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, don't forget to subscribe because we've got plenty more 1970s memories coming your way. Until next time, keep those golden memories alive.